Welcome to the Journey to the Sun, an e-portfolio of educational artifacts created during my studies within the Masters of Educational Technology program at the University of British Columbia. My name is Kenneth Buis, and I welcome you to this showcase of my work and reflections. The sun, the all-seeing eye of heaven, has long been the symbol of insight and vision. For my metaphor, I chose the myth of Icarus and Daedalus to use as a central idea to connect to my journey deep into the space of flows in which educational technology resides. When I began the program, like Icarus, I was anxious to create new learning spaces and technological experiences without understanding the greater ramifications of my actions upon my teaching, practice, and learning. Now that I reach the end of the program, I am more like the wise Daedalus, craftsman of Athens. I carefully construct and analyze digital spaces for teaching and learning that take into account the many theories I have studied within this master's program. I understand the power of technology in education and learning and use it carefully to create social, academic, and scaffolded digital spaces of learning that become a community rather than a digital textbook. Here is my ePortfolio site. Here is my website for the Masters of Educational Technology Journey to the Sun, and you'll notice that it's in two columns. It's a responsive website using the latest technology, HTML5, CSS3, jQuery, and Liquid frameworks, and the idea is that you can also view this on your phone. Now up here on the top you'll notice that there is a little slideshow that plays through, and this is imagery of all the central elements of the ePortfolio, including the myth of Icarus and Daedalus. Following that we have a little introduction, my journey to the sun, and on each page there is a quote that sort of enables a conversation based on the content within the page itself. And you can see over here to the left we have the navigation. So for example, it's divided up into the various topics about the journey to the sun, the study of flight, building the wings, flight itself, the wisdom of the sun, and contact. And as you bring your mouse over, it responds to you. So you can see about the journey, there's a little piece about me, in my background and what I do. Next thing is the proposal, and this enables the viewer to go through and look at the proposal for this ePortfolio. Underneath that is the guided tour, which we're doing now. The myth and the metaphor, this is about the myth of Icarus and Daedalus, so I retell the myth here, and then I bring in the metaphor and apply it to this ePortfolio. Underneath that, you have the bibliography with all the resources that I've used for my reflections and insights into this ePortfolio itself. Following that, we have the study of flight, and so I begin this with a general reflection about digital spaces of learning and educational technology and learning theories, etc. After that, I begin the courses, so I begin with ETEC 500, which was the first course I took. And this is the foundational course of the program, talking about research methodologies. And each page is set up with a graphic that responds to your mouse. Underneath are two buttons. One goes to the artifacts, and the artifacts you can see here expand based on that show more button or show less. Okay, and at the other button is reflections, and you can see my reflection on each course. Underneath that, there's a little like button, so you can click on that to say, yes, I like it, and it's kind of fun. And underneath that is a little comment page, and this allows for an interactive Web 2.0 style within the website itself. And on the bottom is a quote, and all of these quotes are my own, they're things that I've written, and they're just there to stimulate conversation again. So building the wings, we have the foundational courses, and you can see each course itself uses an image from ancient Greece that reflects the topic of the subject. So you can see there's a little interesting introduction, the artifacts are set up, and the reflection is on the bottom, which can easily be accessed just by clicking on reflections. Building the wings are the foundational courses. So these are the courses that we went through to learn about some of the aspects of educational technology. It really gave us the tools to be able to, expand our knowledge and present based on various theories and more. The flight itself, these are the courses that allowed us to move beyond the basic theories of educational technology and really explore and see how our teaching practice, our learning experiences, our own perspectives on technology were changed. So for example, there's ETEC 531, which is all about cultural and media studies, one of my favorite courses in the whole program, and absolutely life-changing. And for me, the courses under Flight are there to show that all of these were hugely transformational in my teaching and learning. And each one enabled me to go deeply into the content, do heavy research, and apply that directly to my teaching and learning practice. And you can see how that goes through. The last course on Flight is ETEC 565. Now I did arrange the courses according to number, but you can see in the reflections how each one affected me and all the different aspects in there. Following Flight, we have Wisdom of the Sun, and Wisdom of the Sun refers to coming to the end of the program and reflecting on the different aspects that we went through and gaining that greater wisdom. So, for example, the first aspect of Wisdom of the Sun are the 590 reflections, right? And this is the course that actually builds this ePortfolio. The next one is Evidence and Teaching Practice, and here we have a famous painting by Rembrandt of Aristotle contemplating on the bust of Homer. And for me, this is a very pivotal painting in the collection of art that I've got on this site, because it really shows that deep reflection and reaching back into the roots of text and society and culture that I've done throughout this program. Below that, we have the Wisdom of Daedalus, and these are the main theories. We can see Athena here is guiding us through. These are the main theories that I responded to during the program, and I'll be adding more to this, but these are the main ones that sort of impacted me. Directly after that, we have my teaching philosophies revised, so the School of Athens to represent that. And I must say that the Masters of Educational Technology did completely transform my teaching practice and enriched my perspective and my own learning at the same time. Following that are additional resources, and these are additional things that viewers may be interested in. So for example, it has the Personas experiment by MIT, and this is about machine vision and how does the internet see you. So you enter your name and it does a search, and everyone with your name comes up and it shows the topics that you talk about. It's a very interesting little thing, and you can see all the different aspects in there, so it's lots of fun. Underneath that is the contact page. Feel free to email me. That's there. At the top of the screen, you'll see a little pull-down tab, and this is set up as an aspect of discovery learning. And the idea behind this is that, in good constructivist style, discovery learning allows sort of a hidden gem in there. So, for example, here I've got theories, which is the Wisdom of Daedalus, but the hidden gem is the applications. And for those that discover this little space, this is the nice little piece that gives some different tools for educators, different things that they can use in their teaching practice to develop, some different angles and different styles in their work. So, for example, digital stories and my unit on digital identity, xenophobia and science fiction, a framework for learning in blended mode atmospheres. So there's some nice little elements in there that I'll be adding to in the future. And the last thing in here is the practice. And this refers directly to my own teaching practice and how the Masters of Educational Technology affected that. And when you go into here, we go back to my painting by Aristotle. On the left, you see above the navigation, we have Journey to the Sun. If you ever want to return back to the front page, you click on that. One element I forgot to mention, on the bottom of the front page is a blog post, and I put this one in here to get me started, and I hope to continue with this. And the first blog post is about contemplating flight. And the idea is that when you before you start using technology, you need to look at the different aspects and the effects and the agendas behind it, and sort of get a better understanding. So you contemplate flight before you fly, and that's the idea behind that. Down here to the left, you'll notice there's some design process tweets. And for this, if you click on Twitter, you'll notice that this goes to my Twitter page called Icarus Altered. And in here, I have the every time I worked on the ePortfolio, I was also keeping track of my emotions and my ideas as I was working through. And this is a nice little showcase of my journey through the ePortfolio construction. And you can see I've done about 101 tweets, and it's just sort of an effective way to keep track of what I was working on. There's the YouTube channel that's hosting everything, and the T is for Tumblr. And for this was from ETEC 540, and in this I did some research on digital stories, and then I created a digital story on Tumblr that reflected everything that I learned, and it's kind of a fun showcase, educational artifact of that. So that's my ePortfolio. I hope that you enjoy it, and do explore, take your time, read through, and enjoy. While compiling and reflecting upon this extensive body of work, it gave me a chance to relive the memories of my studies within the MET program at UBC and rediscover the deep interconnections of knowledge throughout the program. It has been an incredible journey to the sun, and I leave wiser, more confident, more skilled, and with deep insights into the role of technology in our learning and teaching. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy my ePortfolio.